Hello everybody, Allan Taylor for the Gold and Blue Lunch Report, and it's a Monday, so we are taking stock of the Mountaineers regular season finale here in Manhattan, Kansas, same as it ever was. Fourth straight loss to Kansas State, 24-23. That means West Virginia is headed for a January 2nd date in the Cactus Bowl. More on that in a minute, but first, let's roll the evaluation. You know, it's the 12th game of the season, and as a running quarterback, you've taken a lot of hits, about 150 of them in fact. And 3 first-quarter sacks took a toll on Skylar Howard's right ankle. But you play through the pain, you complete a few short passes, and you complete a few ones that are a little longer, and ones that are a lot longer. Those were the highlights, added up to 281 yards passing. Howard, however, wasn't always accurate. Finished 19 of 42. The fourth time this season he's completed less than 50%. From underthrowing Shelton Gibson to overthrowing Jordan Thompson. You wonder if not being able to push off that right angle affected him. It definitely affected him on this fourth down run, which represented West Virginia's final scoring chance going down the drain. Quarterback down, you got to put up more than 23 points against K-State. West Virginia fed Wendell Smallwood a career-high 25 carries and got a pretty good return on that investment, 141 yards. Now that left him 8 yards shy of Texas Tech's DeAndre Washington, but the Big 12 rushing title still in play because bowl games count. Russell Shell averaged more than 5 yards per carry also on Saturday, but he had only 7 attempts. So more Smallwood, that's a good thing. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season put West Virginia back ahead in the third quarter. Smallwood had no negative yardage runs. That is, until the last one, when K-State brought the house. Running backs still receive an up. The Mountaineers probably expected to light up the nation's 118th ranked pass defense, and Jordan Thompson did his part with 5 catches for a career best 127. Javon Durant, he caught a TD, but the freshman also dropped a potential touchdown on this perfect beat the blitz call. Skylar Howard's like, "Come on, you're not a freshman anymore." DeKill Shorts, ever reliable, made a season-high 7 catches, only to drop a crucial third down pass in the fourth quarter. That's usually a gimme for him. And how about the curious case of Shelton Gibson? Caught the first pass thrown his way for 11 yards, but didn't catch any of the next 6 passes. Put another one in the miscommunication file. Wide receivers have to take it down because they didn't make the clutch plays. Coaches hoped the return of Adam Pankey would solidify the offensive line, but that's not very solid. Pankey didn't play with his typical physicality or confidence and was out of the game early in the third quarter. K-State came in averaging less than 3 sacks per game. They had that many in the first quarter alone. There were some nice holes for Smallwood, but with the game on the line, the push was not there. The West Virginia guys up front will see lots of Sharmichael Moore on film study. What a game for number 52, made 17 tackles, and was a primary reason the O-line trends down. West Virginia played tough run defense, allowed only 2 yards per carry and 98 overall. Noble Wachuku made his team-high 8th sack and added 2 more tackles for loss. Probably going to look back at this one and wonder how they lost it. Kyle Rose, he was disruptive again with 4 tackles, but that string of 11 quarters without allowing a touchdown came to an end. Really, somewhere under this pile of humanity, it came to an end. And how about first quarter Christian Brown? Makes a terrific play and gives Joe Hubener a little pick-me-up tap. Very sportsmanlike. But fourth quarter Christian Brown, slightly different attitude. Different kind of tap on Cody Whitehair's helmet. Flagged for unnecessary roughness, which allowed K-State to burn an additional 2 minutes. D-line gets an up, despite that little lack of composure. The Mountaineers linebackers, they played some serious ball too. Had a big hand in stopping the run and brought pressure at key times. A lot of pressure some of the time. And Nick Kwiatkowski played a man's game. 8 solo tackles, including his 3rd sack of the year. Also had another pass breakup and retreated nicely into coverage for his 3rd interception of the season. Up, up, up. The West Virginia secondary gave Joe Hubener no room to throw, like none. Seriously, that coverage is tight. K-State starting quarterback was only 6 of 19 with 2 interceptions before a knee injury stopped his quarterback rating from dropping any lower. And even when Cody Cook came on as the emergency QB/hero, the Wildcats wound up only 10 of 31 passing as a team, the lowest completion percentage allowed by WVU in a loss since 2000. Still, you gotta give it to Cook for 2 of his throws, like this one to Kyle Klein. How does he even see the dude? Guess you throw it to a spot and hope for the best when your wide receiver just winging it. But Cook knew exactly where he was throwing it on this one. The play that stunned West Virginia, DeAndre Burton picks up 77 of K-State's 304 yards on this single play. The Mountaineers secondary still gets an up, despite one mistake that looked really magnified. And special teams. Plenty of mistakes, all of them magnified. Where to start? How about here? Swing, bada, swing! Gary Jennings coughing up a punt. Come on, G, that's so 2014. Nick O'Toole's first punt of the day was a double thudder. Morgan Burns barreling in to deflect this one. It happened to bounce inside the 20 anyway, so West Virginia got lucky. But West Virginia not so lucky the other times Burns touched the rock, because he seems to always find daylight. He's the most dangerous returner in the Big 12 this season, and we saw why. And that one was just a taste. On this fourth quarter run back that will live in infamy, K-State's blockers played Red Rover, and Burns took over. Went 97 yards. Like Usain Bolt in a fullback's body. Last home game for the senior, and he goes the distance for the game winner. West Virginia's special teams way down. The Mountaineers will now go 26 days before their next game, the January 2nd Cactus Bowl in Phoenix. They'll face 6-6 Arizona State, a team head coached by Todd Graham, Mountaineer Nation. Y'all remember him. And the Sun Devils' defensive coordinator is Keith Patterson, who held the same job at West Virginia in 2013. The Cactus Bowl brought to you by Motel 6, but maybe it should be sponsored by Nodos, considering the 10:15 kickoff time Eastern.
It's a late game on the East Coast. It's going to be a late one. You're going to need everybody to stay up for it.
The trip to Kansas wasn't a total loss for West Virginia. On Sunday, the Mountaineers received a commitment from Dodge City, Kansas cornerback Elijah Battle, one of several JUCOs expected to commit to the Mountaineers between now and signing day in February. And on a basketball note, the Mountaineers 7-0 after dismantling Kennesaw State 87-54 on Saturday. Of course, that was a tune-up for Tuesday night's big game at Madison Square Garden against 10th-ranked Virginia. Keep it logged on here to WVUMetroNews.com for continuing coverage of the Mountaineers athletics. We'll see you from the Garden on Tuesday.